everybody. Welcome to the Yeah We Know podcast. It's part of the More You Know's podcast network. You're in the ring with Jimmy, with Rod, and with Chris. Chris, a little under the weather this week. You doing okay, bud?
I'm doing great. Let me tell you, that was a fantastic Raw we had this week, and I got another take that I am upset with the WWE for, and I think we need to do some changes here. You know, we have yet to see any kind of real investigation to things I've brought up in the past, and I'm kind of upset with that. And I think what needs to happen with the WWE is they need to get into the 21st century, okay? Like, I'm an old man, and I realize this. What we need, gentlemen, is VAR in the WWE. All right. No more of these shenanigans that go unnoticed by refs or whatnot. I think wrestlers should get a challenge. Let's get VAR in there. Let's change some stuff up.
Rod is mute right now because he can't even handle this, Chris. You just came out firing. I love it.
I can tell you that I could have gone another 500 years on this planet and never once thought about applying the genius of a video challenge replay to sports entertainment. I give our guy, the old man, a hard time an awful lot. I do that, frankly, just for the love of the game and the bit, because I think listeners enjoy it. I truly love this man, and I think he's one of the more intelligent people that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. This may be the best idea he's ever had, Jimmy. I don't see any way I can pick this apart.
Oh, there's no way at all you can pick it apart, because having replay in wrestling would definitely work all the time and would really help with all of their storylines they have. So, Chris, talk to me a little bit about this. How would you implement this in wrestling? And then I have some questions.
I think a wrestler gets a challenge. Okay. I think if someone gets hit with the chair, or if somebody does something with some brass knuckles, I mean, there should be a challenge. And then you guys can work it out. Like if it needs to be,
you guys work it out. There's a challenge. You guys go work it out.
You know, if it's a manager that also has to challenge it, if a guy becomes incapacitated, but there needs to be at least like one challenge per guy. If you're successful, maybe you get another one.
No, wait a minute.
Maybe you can challenge. Maybe you can challenge the 3 count. Is the 3 count too slow? Is it too fast?
Listen, I don't want to be against what we can and can't challenge here, but what I want to be cautious of as we get started down this road, okay, is not every wrestler has a valet, right? So, Chris, I think we've got to rest the power with the wrestler, right? Because it's not fair to somebody like our guy, LA Knight, who comes down to the ring with no manager, no real friends, right? He's got to be able to call an actual video assisted replay as well. So I don't want it to be rested with the manager. And here's what else we're guarding against. We have too many managers that turn on their wrestler, right? So we can't have the power rest just with the valet. It has to
then they don't ask for the replay. That's easy, right, Chris?
Yeah. So it can be both. Like this expands so many different storylines. It can also increase the length of feuds. Wrestler comes out, gets pins, challenges that call at the end of the match. All of a sudden, that match is null and void. We have a rematch, maybe at a premium live event from a SmackDown match.
So wait, is the challenge if it's a null and void, or you just restart the match? And Chris, how long after the match is over can we challenge a play?
Listen, we are about
the host. This is why you're the host of the wrestling podcast, Jimmy.
Are we not? And is this not drama for us? Do we not want more arguments, more fighting? Like, what creates more discussion and angst among people than arguing over replays? We do it all the time in every other sports: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, cricket. It goes on and on and on. Even with the VARs, there's still angst among everybody involved. It does nothing but propel more drama into what we already have.
Chris, I don't want you to lie to me. I want you to tell me the truth. Do you have any idea if they actually do replay in cricket?
Yes, they do. Because you have to catch the ball in air, and you better not land outside that outfield circle, because if you land when the ball is in your hand, that is then a home run essentially for the other team. So you have to catch it. And if you're going to land outside, you better throw that ball back inside the white line so somebody else can catch it.
So, Chris,
Jimmy, wait a minute. I got two things.
The cricket, I mean, what's going on here?
Chris
Yeah.
have me until he said cricket. Okay. When Chris said cricket does this, I immediately said we're in, because if there's one governing principle I've always had, it is that the WWE has to be better than cricket. All right. So if cricket is willing to do this, we have to do it. And I'm going to put my vote in right now for I don't want the contest to become null and void. If a challenge is called and overturned, I want it to be immediately redone in the moment. Boom. Right. So it's kind of like Money in the Bank. You can get a benefit from coming in at the end of a match and Money in the Bank benefiting you when a guy is tired, just like you can call in a video replay. And if a guy screws you on a 1-2-3 count that wasn't supposed to happen, he's now at a disadvantage because you won the replay and we're going right back at it.
I think that's a great idea, except for a situation where maybe you have a guy that's knocked out and
Well, that
can't
was my question.
immediately
What's going on here? Like the guy's knocked
can't
out.
immediately do that. You know, last match of a Raw, it ends. We go to the next show on USA, right? If that guy is knocked out, can't get up, the show's ending. How can you then do that replay?
Bingo. Yeah. Also, see, has to be that night, right? Chris, are you with me on this? The challenge has to be that night. We can't be doing challenges the next day or a week later. We can't have any of that garbage, right?
I think.
Oh no.
I think you're right, Rod. Except for at premium live events, I think at premium live events you should be allowed to challenge after the fact.
That's good because you want the viewers on the night after, right? For the folks that didn't tune in. So that's good. I'll go with you there. We'll make an exception for premium live events, kind of like they do for the Prime logo, right, Jim? We don't have the Prime logo in the ring for regular Raw and SmackDown, but premium live events, we give Logan Paul some more money.
So Cody Rhodes finishes his story. It's the greatest moment in WrestleMania in the past 20 years. Monday Night Raw comes. Roman Reigns walks out, drops the challenge flag. The referee overturns it, and everything is null and void.
No,
You
go
love
the other
anarchy.
way, Jim.
You
Go
love
the other
anarchy.
way. No, go the other way, Jim. Think about how angry you were after Cody didn't finish the story at WrestleMania in LA, right? And think about how contentious it was when Roman came out with the belt still holding on the Raw after WrestleMania at WrestleMania LA, right? How bad was how popped would that crowd have been that night if Cody came out and threw the challenge flag and said, hey, this is garbage. You guys didn't see Solo Sikoa coming up over here and cracking me in the throat with the Samoan spike. I demand a rematch, and he wins the title that night. That place explodes, Jimmy. Think about it that way.
Drew McIntyre, Clash of the Castle. Next night, throws down the challenge flag. Same thing.
So the next night in New York, he gets a huge ovation that he wouldn't have gotten it in Clash of the Castle. For those of you watching on YouTube, listening on X, Facebook, anything like that, give us your comments. Do you want replay in wrestling? And I will ask this:
like
what is the
who
one
are viewing
thing
right now? They may have seen the best 8 minutes this podcast ever had.
What is the one thing everyone loves more than anything in the NBA, in the Major League Baseball, in the NFL, and in cricket? They love a good 5-minute stoppage for a replay. Can you imagine the replay officials? Then you go back to the booth. Who are those replay officials? Adam Pearce? You have issues with Adam Pearce, Chris.
They have nothing but officials backstage, all right? We see 18 of them run. We see 18 officials run out every week to stop somebody from beating up somebody on the side.
It can't go backstage. It has to go to Stanford. There has to be other guys in a room at Stanford. It can't go backstage because the backstage guys could get compromised, right? Wrestlers are in the same arena as them. They could get compromised back there. It has to go to Stanford.
Let him be compromised. Let it. That's just an extra level to storytelling right there, Rod.
This is the greatest and the dumbest idea we've ever done on the show. So we're doing replay in wrestling. We've got Almost in the back standing over the replay official who's 5'3", 98 pounds, soaking wet with boots on. Shout out to Heenan there. Just looking at him, you're gonna overturn that. You're gonna overturn that. You're gonna overturn. Yeah, that would be that.
Well, who's Omos overturning the thing for? MVP's coming back to wrestle all the sudden.
Sure.
What's Omos?
I picked a big guy. Hey man, he's got to be a valet now because we need all these valets to go for the wrestlers.
I guarantee you,
MVP is a valet, but we haven't seen him.
I can guarantee you, Braun Breaker would be standing over an official, daring him like that.
Braun Breaker, and I'm going to get to what Rod's hot about because we know what Chris is hot about. But Braun Breaker did one of the most amazing moves I've seen in wrestling when he jumps to the top rope, does a free flying, floating, whatever you want to call it, Frankensteiner and didn't miss a beat, then hit a spear and almost killed a man. That was amazing. Braun Breaker should be probably winning the Royal Rumble this year. He's not going to, but he probably should be.
He's definitely a superstar in the making, right? Like we're seeing it.
Superstar now, Rod.
Winning the Rumble already, Jimmy. Listen, you more
Let's
than
go.
anybody else on this podcast comes on here and tells us, let's apply the brakes, right? The idea here is we want lots of stories. We want lots of years.
Mhm.
Why are we rushing Braun Breaker to Rumble champion next year? Cody
They
just
need
won it
youth.
2 years in a row.
Yeah. Well, he needs to stop. Can't win it again if he's champ still, right?
Oh, yeah. Mr. Finish the Story saying Cody can't win the Rumble again. Love to hear it out of you.
He's going to win the Rumble again as champion, Rod. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead.
He's going to lose the belt here soon. So we're going to need to climb him back up to the top, Jimmy.
Okay. Rod, what are you hot about today?
Here's what I'm hot about. I'm hot about the absolute fact that Cody Rhodes is our champion. I love that you led me right there, Jimmy. I'm hot about our champion doesn't matter. You guys used to come on this podcast and complain about Roman Reigns not being around. But do you know what Roman Reigns did even when he wasn't around? Mattered. Cody Rhodes shows up all the time and it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't see him as the champion. I still just see him as the baby face that the crowd absolutely loves. I see no story down the road other than, okay, fine, he's going to battle with Randy Orton. But you know, the only reason the Randy Orton story is cool with Cody Rhodes is because Randy Orton's cool. And he's been around the WWE for 25 years and he can make anybody work with almost anything. And he's done it with hundreds of guys at this point in his career. So fine. Cody Rhodes, you completed your story. Great. Good for you. You're a baby face. You're giving belts to the kids. The kids love you. They want your autograph cards. They want your autograph posters. I'm not immune to the business aspect of it, but as the older side of the WWE, I care nothing about Cody Rhodes. And I constantly warned the both of you that really, do we really, really want Cody Rhodes as champion? Because I had a lot more fun when it was Roman Reigns.
Okay, Chris.
So I am the exact opposite of Rod on this one.
Shocking.
I didn't care about Roman Reigns. He never showed up. And when he did show up for a premium live event, we know he was going to win because he had his goons winning the match for him. All right. Cody shows up every week. He wrestles, Rod. He does work. He's out there working weekly. Listen, I get where you're coming from.
Suit. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me respond one by one. So Cody in a suit coming out and talking to you is better than Roman just not being there.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Cody wrestle as a champion more this year than I did Roman in the last 12 months.
Would you say, though, that you saw Cody fight way more when he was leading up to becoming champion than you have since he's won the belt? Would you agree to that?
Yeah, probably, but that's pretty close to just about everybody with every belt. Once you get a belt on there, you don't quite wrestle as much, but you should wrestle more than every fourth premium live event. And Cody's doing that.
Yeah, so I think that we need that foil for Cody Rhodes. AJ Styles did a good job in his Mark Henry little retirement angle that everyone knew was kind of fake. But no one believes he's going to beat Cody. And I think that's the issue we have right now. We kind of ran into that with Roman Reigns at the end. You did have, though, your Sammys, you did have your Drew McIntyres, and you did have your Cody Rhodes at last year's WrestleMania, where you thought it was actually going to happen. We're not there yet. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, you actually think that might happen. I think we're going to get a little bit better on that, Rod. I see where you're coming from for sure, but I like the white meat babyface right now. I love the fact that people are still cheering him. They're singing his song. I do love that a lot. Let's keep the story going and see what's going on. Pump the brakes, Rod. Pump the brakes.
I do think that they missed an opportunity, though. I think Solo should have been the first feud for Cody after getting the belt. Why don't we see Solo wrestle anymore? I get he's head of the bloodline, but
that's why.
But he's not been in. But that's ridiculous to me. Okay, Solo isn't some guy that's put in the work. You guys would tell me like, no, Roman's been here. He's done this. He's survived cancer. He's came back. He's done all this stuff. All right, so like, I need to see Solo. Like to me, I knew this was going to happen. I've been saying it for a while, but like I needed to see him wrestle. Like I thought that feud was going to happen, and I kind of upset that it didn't. I think that would have kept the bloodline more involved for me and would have made Cody's story still a little bit more compelling.
But I learned this from Jimmy, right? If he loses, do you then really buy into Solo as a guy who's trying to re-lead the bloodline, right? Like at this point, at least he hasn't lost, right? Like we don't buy that he's in a suit and we don't like him, but at least nobody can immediately say, well, this guy, screw this guy. He just lost to Cody Rhodes and he lost to Seth Rollins or whoever else he may have been fighting, right? At this point, we could say, okay, I buy Solo stepping up and being the power player in the bloodline because he hasn't lost. The minute he lost, that storyline's dead, right, Jim? That's the reason he hasn't wrestled anybody, isn't it?
Yeah, this is kind of like DX when Triple H came out after WrestleMania and Shawn Michaels was basically retired after that. You have to kind of build him up again. But I do agree that we need to see Solo win a lot. We need to see Solo be dominant a lot because he had lost a lot before that WrestleMania. And he just needs to build it up. So I do agree he needs to build it up. Chris, we have to build it up so then it does seem a little bit more special instead of just continuing that storyline. Pardon the pun with that. But the bloodline thing was kind of over at that point with Cody. We needed to kind of move on to something else for the champion to then circle back, because then when we circle back, then you have Roman involved, you have other things going on. So I like where
Jimmy,
you're going,
are we gonna prime Chris's readiness for where we're heading? I believe at War Games at this point. Are we gonna prime Chris and get him ready for this? Chris, I think where we're headed at War Games is a bloodline versus bloodline. You're gonna have Solo and his two guys, and maybe somebody else are gonna be the essential bad bloodline. And Roman is going to come back with The Rock and maybe a couple of other people, and Jimmy and Jey Uso, and they will be the good bloodline. I think that's where we're heading, Chris. Will you buy that?
Chris hates that with a passion.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Bloodline on bloodline violence.
And I guess I should care more. Like, listen, since I came back, Bloodline has been at the top of the WWE, right? Like, I should care, but I don't for whatever reason. Part of it is I'm sick of Yeats or no Yeats. You know, I'm not big on Jey or Jimmy Uso. You know, and
you're the one guy.
I don't know what they're doing with Tonga and Tuilovogoa or whatever their names are.
That's their name.
I just don't. I don't get it. I would not be into that at War Games. Give me something more like Cody and like Seth and like that group versus like Drew and Randy Orton and a group like that. Like, give me something like that more, or give me like somebody versus whatever the Judgment Day is going to be. That could be it. It could be a Judgment Day versus Judgment Day. If Liv is going to take over everything that Rhea had, it could be a Judgment Day versus Judgment Day.
You know she's not going to do that.
Interesting. Let's go to that. Let's go to that right now, because that's going to be fun to talk about too. If this does not end, somebody already said a little version of this, but Dominic Mysterio on a pole match, I'm done. This is ridiculous. This is terrific. Liv Morgan's a star. Rod, your girl. Look at you picking all the stars in the women's division. Rhea Ripley, you've been on since day one. Liv Morgan, you were on since before day one.
Now, listen, in my defense, that probably has a lot to do with my name's Morgan, her name's Morgan, of course.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I was just giving you
yeah. But it also has an awful lot to do with the absolutely phenomenal opening to our podcast last week, Jimmy, where you asked Chris the wonderful question about if you had a chance to kiss someone, and he cut you off before the end of it and answered Liv Morgan before you even had the other chance. That might have a little bit of something to do with this here. But yeah, no, Jimmy, I leave the New Japan and independent wrestling and feuds that guys have had with one another. That's your department, right? That's what you do, right? What I do is I make fun of fashion choices and I talk about charisma, right? I have two things that I'm consistent with constantly when we're talking about guys in the professional wrestling game that we love. I talk about their outfit choices and I talk about charisma. Liv Morgan has great outfit choices. She has great charisma. And we have not been this excited in a WWE relationship since what? I mean, we're like Rusev and Lana, maybe, Jimmy? Or are we going even further back than that where like people really cared this much?
Miss Elizabeth.
Hey, that is the gold standard.
I mean, that's the OG, Chris, for sure. But I think we've had something since then because we've had a lot of things.
I missed a lot.
I think Rusev and Lana, I think, was something that was huge in that as well. But they're just doing everything right now, and it's terrific. And the pop that Rhea Ripley is going to get when she comes back and it's going to be something back.
People are
I
so
don't know.
confused by Liv too, Jimmy. That's what I love. People don't know if they want to boo her or cheer her, right? But you can tell that people are just excited when she hits the arena now, and that's really where you want to be.
Right. And
It is.
I hope when Rhea comes back, they don't announce it beforehand. It needs to be a surprise.
Oh, it's going to definitely be a surprise. And it's one of those things you want it to be in front of the live audience, but how cool would that be if Liv and Dom are doing something in the backstage area, and all of a sudden you just see Rhea turn the corner, or Rhea's face come up, or just Rhea in the background walking in, something like that. I think would be pretty cool too. I'm pretty excited about that. That's going to be pretty cool.
Dominic Mysterio came out in a prison van at WrestleMania 39. Okay. And here we are all these years later, and we are to believe that the two most powerful women currently in the WWE roster, all right, because don't think that I haven't forgot about my girl Charlotte Flair, and don't think I haven't forgot about the man Becky Lynch, who currently is not on the WWE roster. And yes, I understand Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair
Yes,
are
Blair,
on the roster,
yeah.
but I'm still saying that Liv and Rhea are the two most powerful out there. They are fighting over Dominic Mysterio, Jimmy. Dominic Mysterio, a guy who basically used to wear what looked to be almost like like one of those costumes you can get for your kid at Halloween. That's like a skeleton costume. Dom Mysterio used to wear that as Rey Mysterio's son. They were forced the tag team belts. All of us didn't give a crap. And now look at where we're at. Liv Morgan, one of the most desirable women on the WWE roster. We're supposed to believe she wants to take Dom Mysterio from Rhea Ripley, one of the other most desirable women on the WWE roster. Chef's kiss to Dom.
I'm buying every drop of it. Like, I take my money. I love every bit of this. I'm still in awe that Dom has been able to do this turn as well as he's doing it. Like, I know he fell off our heat list, right? But damn, it's like he listened to us and got pissed, and he's like, hold my beer, and then he's showing us what's up.
I love it. I love it. One more thing before we go on this portion of the show. Clash at the Castle coming up in about 2 weeks now.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I know where you're going, and I'm not going to let you get there. You can close the show with that. But we're going to talk about my guy Otis and Chad Gable and Maxine and Sami Zayn. All right, because that is the example of a segment, Jimmy, that you talk about so often. I'm doing this to give you your props here, Jimmy. This is a segment that's only possible with long-term storytelling. Okay. Otis and Chad Gable have been together for how long as the Alpha Academy? All right. Yeah. We brought in Tozawa. We brought in Maxine. We've had Chad Gable as the corn-fed American Olympian, does everything right. I'm a good trainer. You should want to be like me. And now all of a sudden we have this turn. And here's a guy, Otis, who no one cares about at all. One of the biggest pops and one of the best Raws we've had in weeks. And again, I'm agreeing with our guy Chris here. One of the biggest pops on one of the biggest Raws we've had in weeks was for Otis when he stood up to Chad Gable. Jimmy, you have got to do applause to the storytelling these guys have going on right now, because these are the definition of mid-carders other than Sami Zayn, and they are elevating the material they are given.
It happens when you remember storylines. You don't think your audience are idiots, and you don't change your mind all the time. This would have never happened 5 years ago. And it's just, we're setting it up so Chad Gable as Intercontinental Champion does make sense. A heel Chad Gable, Chris.
Yeah, I'm for it. Listen, I cannot wait for this Otis Gable match that we're going to have. It'll be fantastic. I'll love that. I will enjoy Gable as a heel Intercontinental Champion. I think that makes it more important than what it is right now on Sammy. I really do.
So we just like bad guys having the belts. Also, I'm sorry, Chris, you're not going to get that Otis and Chad Gable match anytime soon.
I can still hope.
Otis is going to be a bad guy with Chad Gable. I love you, but he's going to be a bad guy with Chad Gable. Yeah. I love you.
We had our chance, Chris. We had our chance. When we saw him follow through with the laying out Sammy, that's when I knew him. You're absolutely right.
You guys have forgotten. We want to talk about long-term storytelling. Have we forgotten about the relationship with Maxine and Otis from the past? Like there is history there. Do you think Otis is going to turn on Maxine?
No, I think they're all turning on Sammy, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I think Maxine's contract will just run out at some point and she'll kind of just not be part of the Alpha Academy. It's basically what will happen with Maxine.
And also, Chris, I Drew McIntyre's not winning at Clash of the Castle either, I don't think.
What are you talking about? Of course he is.
Okay.
WWE owes him this. They screwed him over at the last Clash in the Castle. It's
Just
Drew's
gave him
time.
a very
is
big
Drew's-
contract extension.
It's
They're fine.
Drew's time, all right? It's time to put that gold around Drew's belt for longer than 5 minutes, all right? We don't need Damian Priest to have that belt, all right? We don't necessarily need that. Give it to Drew. He deserves it. It's Drew's time.
Imagine this. Drew McIntyre hits Priest, right? He's down. It's over. CM Punk comes out, distracts Drew McIntyre, because all Drew has been doing this whole time, he even went to WWE headquarters and said, you just need some strong arms to open the doors. That's happening, and it's going to be fantastic, Chris. Rod, I mean, that's going to happen, and it's going to be a great match at SummerSlam. Rod is so excited about my comment.
You're right, Jimmy. A few days ago, I did come to the realization that as much as I was on the train of let's give Drew the belt in Scotland and let's have Drew have a belt when we get to SummerSlam for Gunther and those guys will have another banger, as much as I was, on that train, we're definitely not going to get that now. We are absolutely not going to get that. It's going to be CM Punk. They are going to continue to build this thing, and it's going to be the whole Godfather line for me, Jimmy. Just when I thought I was out on CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, they're going to suck me right back in, and I'm going to be excited as hell for when those dudes finally get together in the ring.
You know what's not smart? Not smart is going to Scotland with a whole bunch of Scots filling up one arena and then pulling a screw job over on their guy in the arena to end that PLE. You did it once before. At least it wasn't in Scotland then, but it was close. This is Scotland now. You might just incur a riot if you don't let Drew win this match. So
that's a good point.
Be careful, WWE.
Soccer matches aren't as intense as this, and it could be a painful ending there. Because Piper Niven ain't beating Bailey either. I'll tell you that right now.
Goodbye, net. Yeah.